You know how they like to tell us the truth in the movies, right? Well, approximately 200 asteroid craters have been found in the Earth, and the Book of Enoch talks about 200 fallen angels. Do you think they're telling us something here?
We were not stone then, but light. It was not our place to interfere. Yet we chose to try and help mankind. And when we disobeyed the Creator, He punished us. We were encrusted by your world.
But I've done this video talking about how there are 200 impact craters, and one of them's even on fire all the time, and how there just happen to be about approximately 200 countries. And there's a pyramid at the end of a phoenix in a city in Kazakhstan that just happens to be an anagram for Satan that also has 200 perfectly aligned seats right at the apex of the pyramid. And like I said, the should be canonized in the Bible Book of Enoch, well, it talks about 200 fallen angels. Fallen angels that the Book of Enoch equates with stars. Stars with angels, particularly fallen angels. And well, what do we call the celebrities of today? We call them stars, and we give them a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. And you want to know something interesting about the Hollywood Walk of Fame? Well, a performer can have more than one star recognizing their separate achievements in more than one category. But the initial group was only that of 199. Some were selected for repeat recognition. So I wonder if that means that George Clooney and Cary Grant have their each unique separate star. Go watch that video if you haven't. You know who else has a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame? Larry Hagman. You know, Larry Hagman from Dallas and I Dream of Jeannie, who just happens to bear a very similar resemblance to Tom Brady. So similar that when you push their heads together, you see that they have the exact same butt chin in the exact same place, minus Tom's a little fitter now. And there's more. They just happen to share these unique markings on their face in the exact same place and the exact same alignment right on their cheek there. Oh, and you know the funny thing about Tom? He sure is referred to as a star who cares a lot. Starcast, star. There's a star behind him. He's holding a star. But you know what's even better is he was chosen in the 6th round behind 6 other quarterbacks. 6'6". You know what pick he was?
Anxious time for so many football players who are college stars. Among the last 6 picks taken, a familiar name if you're a college football fan, Tom Brady, the quarterback who all he did was lead this football team, put them in the right position more times than not.
Just back to the Hollywood Walk of Fame for a second. There were originally 7 first honorees. 7. And now back to the Book of Enoch, where it says stars are angels, particularly fallen ones. And there were 7 stars that are imprisoned in a place of punishment for their disobedience. And where were they imprisoned? Located at the end of heaven and earth. It kind of makes me think of the firmament, right? And there were 7 of those. You ever think about how many planets there are? Well, yeah, there's 8, but if you take the Earth away, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And again, the 7 stars are imprisoned in a place of punishment, a prison located at the end of heaven and earth. And while I couldn't help but think of this truth in plain sight from the movie Superman, where Jor-El as an Elohim imprisons some disloyal followers. And where does he imprison them? Well, take a look for yourself. And I also couldn't help but notice how those kind of remind me of the rings of Saturn, as this prison from space comes to encapsulate them. Maybe these so-called planets that we see in our night sky aren't so much something you can send a rover to, but something you can send a disobedient fallen angel to. Oh, and speaking of disobedient Elohim, I wonder what Elon has to say in his most Elon things he's ever said. There's 199, by the way. And boy, if you just turn that 99 upside down. Oh, and you know the funny thing about Elon is he seems to have some very similar markings in the exact same spot on top of the ones up on his eye. as the original rocket man of NASA, Wernher von Braun. How interesting. But of course, all this for entertainment purposes. I know that this was formed from an asteroid millions of years ago that came down perfectly straight and left no trail whatsoever. And there just happens to be 200 of them, like there's 200 fallen angels because of coincidence. Just like it's a coincidence that there are 7 planets and 7 stars that are imprisoned in a place at the ends of heaven and earth. Kind of sounds like space to me. And that Larry Hagman has a star on the Walk of Fame, and Tom Brady is referred to as a star all the time and just happens to be the 199th pick after 6 quarterbacks in the 6th round, and looks and even dresses similarly to Larry Hagman because of coincidence. Just like it's a coincidence that their facial markings and face symmetry and even hairline match perfectly. Entertainment only. I'm just a guy that likes to point out coincidences.